Seattle Athletic Club. So it's cool. We've got Zoom going for the Seattle Athletic Club. I have my Facebook page going. I can use that app a little bit better than Zoom, but all of you are welcome to connect with me via Facebook, Performance Yoga Training. If you have questions, if you want a little bit more info about me, that kind of thing, jump on over to my Facebook page and I'm happy to answer those yoga related questions. Not sure about other questions. Today's practice is going to be really fun. I'm very inspired by a man named Edward Clark. He has a style of yoga called Tripsikari Yoga. He's English and has traveled the world, with his style of yoga. If you're a dancer, if you are more of a gymnast style athlete, whether past, present, or future, you will probably be really inspired by his style. So check him out. On my Facebook page, in the comments, there's some information about him and more about me, how you can support me and different things like that. So without further ado, let's get started for a great practice. We're going to start right now. So grab your towels, set them up underneath your seat so you have a little bit of height underneath your seat. That will help your hips to open and your knees to feel more comfortable. And let's begin together. Big inhale as you reach upward and exhale, hands coming down. Let's do this a couple times to get present. Big breath and exhale, hands coming down. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling, exhale. I encourage you to close your eyes as you inhale. Exhale. Let's do that one more time. Getting more present with our bodies. Inhale and exhale. Good. Eyes stay closed. Let's simply roll the shoulders back a few times. Maybe open the low jaw. Take a lion's breath. Making sure that we're allowing our face and our neck. It's not supposed to touch the face, but just to demonstrate that your low jaw is open, neck and shoulders getting a little movement. Good. I want you to start to feel into the physical sensations of your body today. It's a very physical practice that we're going to move into. But before we get there, I want you to really do sort of a mental check-in with your body. Maybe see if you're holding some tension anywhere. You can start to take some gentle twists in your low back. I'm noticing a lot of tension in my low back and my neck during our time right now where we've had to spend a lot more time at home. And, there's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety out there for us in the world. We're experiencing all of this crisis on a global level. So I think it's natural that we would start to feel that in our bodies. That we're a whole system. Our bodies, our emotional state, the food we eat, the things that we watch and sort of, the people that we're around a lot, all that gets ingested and manifested in our bodies in some way. So this is, I think, the most wonderful thing about the yoga practice is that it's a tool. It's one of the tools in your mental health bag to stay sane during times like this, give you something to focus on, a practice. I don't practice yoga every day, but I do some sort of physical exercise every day. And I think that's really key right now, especially in these times where we don't have a lot of control. And us humans, I don't know about you, but I think most of us like to know a little bit about our futures, and it's all a little bit up in the air right now. So staying close to a physical practice, staying close to friends, a good eating practice, important. Let's take a twist side to side. Try to keep those sit bones down onto your towels today. Good. And again, if you want to close your eyes and tune into your physical body, you tune into your mind. Let's breathe and stretch side to side. Good. Yogis, let's reach the arms upward for the ceiling as you exhale around the spine. Press your palms forward. Let's do this a couple times. You might want to include a lion breath. Inhale, exhale forcefully the mouth. Let's do two more on your own. One more. Beautiful job. Good. Allow the palms of your hands to rest gently on your knees. We're just taking a few breaths, finding that center place in your heart and your belly, allowing the mind to enter this room, enter our bodies, our minds and our bodies and our spirits aligned together through our breath, practice, breathing through the nose, feeling the sit bones on the mat. Perhaps setting an intention today for your practice. And let's seal that intention by taking the hands to the heart center in gratitude. As you open your eyes, we can move into our physical practice. So go ahead and move off of your towels. You want your props kind of nearby. If you have water bottles or things I'm using yoga blocks, but I'm taking one at each end of my yoga mat today. So you want to set yourself up. So we're just starting on the back today, knees pulling up to chest. We're taking big circles like a frog swim. Let's get the hips and the back warmed up. Good. If you've already, warmed up a little bit, you can move this into kind of a happy baby, an active happy baby. So those who hamstrings and low back, it feels okay. We move into that. You could stay here. Good. And then actively twisting your knees side to side. I like to give a lot of different level options. So if you're kind of at that primary first level, your back is maybe a little grouchy today, I would stay with your feet on the floor. Feet are very wide, knees tossing side to side. If you're feeling, like you can be a little more vigorous, knees come together and you just let your heels hang down and you can rock side to side. Now, those of you who want something more athletic, you're working on your fitness, your heels are as high as your knees. You're going to start to feel it sideways, obliques, transverse abdominis, etc. Good. Do two more, one on each side. From here, bringing your knees back to center, let's hug those knees in towards your chest. If your back is feeling a little more loose, you can squeeze your knees together and flex your feet. Neck is relaxed, jaws relaxed. From here, let's extend the left leg. That left heel stays off of the ground, and I'm sliding my hands underneath my knee. So we're getting long in the hamstrings and strong in your quads on that left leg. Pull the kneecap up your thigh on the left leg, flexing my left foot, and then we're going to switch. Okay, so left knee pulls in. Your hands are underneath your kneecap. Right heel is lifted off the floor. I'm squeezing my knee really strong with the quads. We're going to need that later. Let's do that one more time each side. Okay, from here, you can stay with this if you're staying in your level 1 zone. If you want to start to amp this up, we're going to take a bicycle and start to warm up the core. So if you're feeling comfortable with your head off of the floor, can. That doesn't work, but you want to keep bicycling, go for it. But keep your back really flat here. Good. Some of you more into your fitness, then start to pedal faster in your feet. Good. For 3, 2, 1, let's take your feet to the floor. You grab one of your towels and you roll that sucker up and slide it in between your knees. We're going to work on the core today. So feet are pulled together, knees are squeezing, low back is flat on the floor. Almost like your belly could be hollow. As you exhale, you lift your head, you twist to the right, back to center, lowering down. Same thing, low back is flat, lifting up, squeeze, twist, back to center, and release. Good, a couple more times. Good, let's do one more on each side. Low back is really flat, even when you twist, especially as you come up through center. Squeeze, hold, and release. Nice J-O-B. Let's put the towel on the floor. Pull your heels up towards your backside. Take your feet pretty wide. We have a dynamic bridge. Hips lift. Arms overhead if your shoulders feel comfortable. If your shoulders are grouchy, you keep your hands down. But we're taking an active bridge pose. So that's your inhale, exhale, hips come down. You know, if you want to add a little more, squeeze yourself into a ball. 3 more times. So lifting up, big inhale, and exhale. You can take a little tiny ball. One more time. Good. All right, you guys, from here, knees pull into chest. Again, flexing your feet, strong, and then crossing your ankles, rock yourself forward, top of your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let's take our Baddha Konasana so we can stretch the back a little bit. Inhale, squeeze your back muscles all along the spine, big smile, and then exhale, rounding the spine. Good, so we want to create some flexibility in your spines today. So you're hanging over your heels, head is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. From here, we'll slide the hands upwards towards your knees, squeezing those shoulder blades, lifting, bumping chest upwards. Inhale and exhale, rounding the spine. Good. As you come up to sitting, let's bring the heels in a little bit for a cross-legged seat, taking a twist. Bellies pull in. So remember, your twist comes from your low belly, strong belly. And lastly, your shoulders twist around. Make sure your neck is relaxed. You might even wiggle your neck a little bit side to side. Let's slightly release that twist. Take an inhale breath. And then really twist on the exhale. Again, it's not straining your neck. Your neck doesn't have anything to do with your twist. It's all about your spine. Beautiful. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, spin around to the center, and let's take the second side. So you're kind of just investigating your twist. Each side might feel very different, twisting. I'm definitely more flexible on one side than the other. So we take an inhale breath. Exhale, really deep twist now. But again, your chin is relaxed. Good. Inhale, breath, yogis. Inhale and exhale. We can come out of the twist. Let's come onto hands and knees. and to move into our cat-cow variations. Again, you guys know this already, but I'm a big fan of putting a blanket or a towel underneath your knees so you have a little extra padding. Rounding the spine, exhale your scared cat, inhale, reaching forward with your chest. Let's do that again, exhale, rounding the spine. Let's do two more. I think everyone knows your cat-cow, inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, reaching chest forward. As you exhale this time, we tuck those toes, pressing backwards into a bent knee dog, so you have a very long spine. Shoulders are away from your ears. Good, and then your knees come back down onto the mat. We're gonna stand upwards on the knees. Inhale, reaching upwards, and exhale back into your cat-cow. So we're gonna keep moving on and get a little bit fired up here. So level one, you can stay with your cat-cow and then move into your bent knee down dog, okay? And then knees come back down and you stand up on your knees. Those of you wanting a little bit more intensity will come right into our upward facing dog, then our bent knee, downward facing dog. Knees come down onto the mat, inhale, and come up onto your knees. Good, I kind of did that backwards. You want to go to your downward facing dog, then shoot yourself forward for up dog. That makes more sense. Good. Knees come back down onto the mat and stand upward. So two more on your own, you guys. Those of you who are staying with level one, remember, you're here. It really, you know, yes, higher levels, you know, you get to do some fun, tricky poses. That's awesome. But we're all still working our hips and our low back. Even if you're, you know, if you're level one, that's just stay with your level. And then you'll be able to move on safely with good form. Let's do one more, you guys, whatever level you're at. Good. And then after you've stood up on your knees, let's all land in child's pose with the hands back by your heels. A few deep breaths. Good. Okay, coming back up onto hands and knees. You may want your block. Block is in my right hand. My left foot is forward, stretching actively. We're going to want our hamstrings and our quads open. How you guys doing? Good. So I want to get you really warmed up for our practice. Let's do one more on this side. Left foot forward, sliding backwards into those hamstrings. Ouch. And then we switch it up. Right foot stepping forward. Inhale, exhale, and moving back. A couple times. Inhale, exhale. Block or pillows or water jug under the left hand. Good. Nice. Next time that you come back into your lunge, we can move off of your towel. Set that aside, and I want you to come into a squat. Lots of different squat variations. You could be low. You could be here. If this is better for your body, just do kind of a football squat. Okay, lots of different options for squats. I'm going to be here. Now, you could stay here in the squat and just sort of work with stretching through your hips and your inner thighs, adductors. If you want a little bit more, we're going to take it up a notch. Hands come to the floor. You walk back into your plank. From your plank, you walk it forward or even jump forward and come back into that squat. Let's do 3 more. Okay, so more advanced, you guys would want to jump forward here. Those. Okay, landing in your squat. So I'm going to call this the top of my mat. You may want to face in the same direction. From here, we're going to come up into a forward bend. My feet are pretty wide, knees a little bit bent, and then grabbing opposite elbows as I hang forward. Okay, hands come onto your shin bones or your thighs. Come up to that flat back, strong back. Good, and then inhale all the way up to stand, and we're gonna step sideways on your mat. Okay, so now we're gonna start to get into a little bit more heat. And I'm gonna take off a layer. I'm pretending that I'm at the beach somewhere and it's really warm. Maybe you could pretend with me. Okay, so it's a squat. Again, there's lots of different levels of squatting. Hips are not below your knees, but you're squatting, and then this is my left foot stepping to the side. We come back to that squat, inhale, stand up on your tippy toes, and then back down to a squat. Stepping out with your right foot, back into a squat. Inhale, coming up on your tippy toes, and exhale, coming down. From there, we're jumping, bam, to the back of your mat. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching upwards, and exhale, you squat. From there, guess what? You're going to jump around to the back of your mat. Inhale, you come up to stand. Squatting down, this time your left foot steps out to the side. Come back to center. Inhale, arms reaching up, and exhale, squatting down. Right foot's gonna bam, come out to the side, come back to your squat. Inhale, standing up. Exhale, coming back to your squat, jump it around to the top of your mat. Yay! Inhale, arms reaching up. This time we're taking a deep forward bend, hinging at the waist. If your backs of your legs are still tight, please bend your knees. Feet are about hip width apart. Good. Hands on your shin bones or your thighs. Come on up to that flat back, and then all the way up to standing. So let's try that one more time, you guys. I'd like to get your hips really warmed up. We squat down, feet are about hip width apart, stepping the left foot out to the side. Again, take it to your level. So maybe you're here, right? And then you step back into your squat. Stand up on those toes if you can. Don't follow my example. Not very well balanced today. And the right foot steps out to the side. Good. Stepping back in. Inhale up on those toes. Coming back to your yoga squat. Jump it around back of the mat. Taking a world tour around our mat. Inhale. Exhale. We're jumping to the back of the mat or to the other side, right? Inhale, reaching up. Squatting down, left foot stepping out to the side. Coming back to center. Standing up tall. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot stepping out to the side. Back you go. Inhale. Let's squat down, jumping to the top of your mat this time. Inhale, taking that deep forward bend, Uttanasana. Neck is relaxed. Maybe taking shoulders or hands behind you. Good. All right, you guys. Let's take the hands onto your thighs or on your shin bones. We come into that Flat spine, all the way up to stand. Inhale. Okay, so coming up to the very tippy top, I'm calling this the top of my mat. We're gonna move around a little bit on our mats. Let's start with the hands into the heart center. Getting really settled down into your feet. So feeling like the weight of your bones could press all the way down into your feet. Your growing roots helps to lift the toes off of the floor a little bit to feel that solid foundation. And then we're gonna work into our vinyasa today. It's really gonna be fun. So let's follow along with me. Inhale, reaching arms up. From here, my right foot is gonna step back. So I'm on the ball of my right foot. That's my inhale, beautiful. As I'm exhaling, my hands come all the way to the floor, or you could grab whatever you're using as your yoga prop. As my hands touch the floor of the prop thing, I'm coming into what's called pyramid pose. Okay, so both feet are on the floor. It's pretty intense for hamstrings, so I suggest bending your knees a lot in the beginning. Let's do that again together, because we're gonna use this pose a lot. Pushing off your legs to come all the way up to standing, and exhale the hands back to your heart. Let's try that just that piece one more time together. Inhale, reaching upwards. From here, you step your right foot back, plant that sucker down on the floor. I'm gonna bend my knees, my back's a little tight, and fold all the way forward. From there, I'm springing off of my left foot. Maybe you have your yoga prop right here. Right leg is lifted, so I'm in a standing split. From there, my right foot steps down, and I'm finding what I call a controlled lunge. So my feet are not that far apart. That's my inhale. Get yourself settled in your lunge. Okay, back heel is lifted off the floor. Really strong pose. Right knee is a little bit bent. That's why I call it a controlled lunge. So you know your feet are not that far apart. It's like a runner's warm up. Good. From here, on the inhale breath, we're going to open up into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. 3 times, reversing the warrior. Left arm reaches back, left hand comes down on your knee, stretch your right arm, and so on. Good. 1, 2, 3 times. We're just going to work into it slowly. Reverse the warrior. Back onto your knee, stretch. Then we're gonna start to open up to the side of the mat, okay? So I guess this is called star shape or angel pose, one of the two of those. We're gonna take the arms way up, big smile, heart open, and exhale, hands on the crease of your hips as you fold forward. Now, as we get moving into the practice, you could put your hands. More advanced people could move into a headstand if you know that you can take yourself up to that level. But for our demonstration, we're just, I'm going to stay around level 1, level 2. From here, hands are on the floor or elbows. Hands come back onto your creases of your thighs. Inhale, big stretch. We're going right to the back of the mat to Warrior 1. So I'm switching my feet, not a big step. Right knee bends, left foot is straight. Pushing that back heel down. Inhale, you can take your arms here. More advanced, squeeze those elbows together as you lift your chest upwards. Get really solid in your legs, you guys. Good, breathing. For 3, 2, 1. From here, we're twisting. Left elbow comes over the right leg. Okay, notice my back heel is still on the floor. That's why we started warming up with lots of twists. Twisting, low belly is strong. Long spine, really push into that left heel. Breathing, yogis. Good, 3, 2, 1. From here, we're going into revolved Ardha Chandrasana. You You may want to grab your yoga prop that's on the back end of your mat, water bottle or whatever. Left hand could be there, left hand could be on the floor for those more flexible. I'm now standing on my right foot. I'm twisting, looking towards the right. Yeah. Good. Squeeze your legs. Lift a little higher from your hamstrings. Nice job. Good. 3, 2, 1. From here, left foot is coming down. We're finding that yoga squat from your yoga squat all the way up to stand, and we're right back into the start position. Okay, you with me? Hopefully so. It's going to be fun. We're going to keep adding on. Second side. So now the left leg's going to step back. So inhale, reaching up, the left foot steps back. Find the ball. Straight legs. Forward bend right into pyramid pose. From here, we're going to spring onto that right foot. Again, you could grab your yoga block or your prop. Right there it is. Come into your standing split. Yay. Squeeze your tush. Strong legs, strong core here. 3, 2, 1. Nice. And the left foot comes back down. And remember, you're going to go right into your controlled lunge. Shoulders are strong, soft, but strong. If you have shoulder injuries, just leave the hands down, or maybe you could be here. Good. Strong legs. Big inhale breath to warrior 2. Inhale and exhale. We come into warrior 2. 3 reverse warriors. So stretch it on back. Then your right elbow will touch your right knee, stretching long. Twice more. Good. Right into warrior 2. Then we turn to the side again. Prasarita Pada Tadasana. So forward bending. You know, maybe it's elbow, maybe you grab your hands. Again, some of you could come into headstand or handstand if you're very advanced. I want to take that up a notch. Good. Take another breath. Yogis here. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come onto your waist. You come up through that flat back, all the way up to your star shape. And then we turn right into the top of the mat, right into our warrior 1. Right heel is pressing down flat. Feet are not very far apart. So again, lots of options for arms. Maybe it's here, maybe goalposts. You know, those of you with more flexibility and stuff, bring the hands behind you. Really dig into your legs. Chest is open. Big smile, tiny back bend here. And then as we release, you're going to grab the floor or your block, right hand, and come into revolved twisting half moon. Good, really squeezing those glutes, squeeze the hamstrings. Right. Strong core keeps you balanced. For 3, 2, 1, we're going right into our yoga squats. Remember, feet are hip width apart. You come in through yoga squat all the way up to stand. Inhale and step your feet together. Top of the mat. Nice. We're going to keep that, guys. So strong. Doing awesome. Bill. Okay, here we go. Inhale, reaching upwards. Good. Right foot will step back this time. So lengthen the chest, lengthen the spine. Both feet press into the floor, rounding the back. You know, you could drop forward like this, or maybe now the legs are straight for a pyramid pose. Good. From here, this time it's gonna, no, from here, we step onto the left leg. This part's the same thing. Good. Standing split. Now, those of you who want to take this up, you reach your left hand for your right foot. You could also, you know, put your right hand on block or really get into a strong style. Lots of balance. That's all about core, you guys. Core, core, core. Strong belly. Good. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Find this weird shape if you're there. Breathing. Okay. As you release, we're all going to do this together. I'm releasing my right foot. Hands find the floor or your block. Right knee is tucking behind the left knee. Voila. You come down like a twisting pose, but my knees are basically stacked on each other. Right arm sweeps over, kind of a weird twist. Big stretch, big twist. Let's do that again inside. Big stretch. Good. Stretch. From here, we're going to go back up onto that left leg. So take your time. We're going to come right into that standing split, and then right foot will step down. Right into your lunge. Inhale. Remember your back knee is a little bit bent. Good. Into our lunge. You guys with me? Big inhale opens the body into warrior two. 3 times, reverse the warrior. If you want a little more core, left hand gently touches the sideways. I'm not leaning on this elbow. It's great for core strengthening. Good, 2 more times. And reverse. Come back to your warrior two after you finish 3 times. Warrior two to our big open angel pose. Exhaling again. Remember, you're folding forward into Prasarita Padottanasana. Okay, so you could stay here. You could, again, experiment with your headstand if you know that pose. Something I like to do is really get my twist on and opposite hand to foot. 3, 2, 1. We all come back to center. If you're in headstand, come on down. Hands come onto your hips. Waist, and you come all the way up to standing. We're moving right into warrior one, towards the back of your mat. So your feet, remember your feet are not very far apart. Inhale, reaching arms up if that feels okay for your body. Squeezing elbows, letting my head fall into my hands. Strong belly here supporting my rib cage. Good. Shoulders are grouchy. Hands here, you know, wherever is more comfortable. 3, 2, 1 is going to take us into that twist. Left elbow over the right knee. Lengthen that spine. Pull the belly in. Start to rotate the rib cage. Good. Okay. Remember, from here, you're going to stay in that twist as you come into the revolved Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Left hand is on the, the yoga prop. We're on the floor, standing up. Really strong in the twist. More advanced yogis, or if you want to try something weird, grab your left foot. Right shoulder is pulling back and down a little bit to open up that shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Gently release that foot. We're coming into our squat, but this time we're coming into a deeper squat. So a couple options here, you guys. You could stay here, just a regular squat. You could start to make your way into, let's see if I can do it, crow pose. Feet are tucked up underneath, more advanced yogis. That could be for you. And then after 3 breaths there, you can come back into your squat. Good. So 3, 2, 1. If you're in crow pose, bring your feet back to the floor, right into a squat. Now, you could stay here in the squat, or you could work on your fitness a little bit more. From your squat, you're going to touch your right knee, then your left knee onto the floor. Then your left foot, right foot come up into a squat. Okay? Left foot, right foot, kneeling back down onto the floor. Again, only if that works for your body, you guys. This is pretty intense for knees. Let's do one more. That takes us back into our yoga squat, all the way up to standing, and exhale, hands coming down. Whew, that's pretty strong. I like it though, it feels good. You have that strength and also the flexibility. One more side. Hands comes to the heart center. Remember, it's the left foot that's stepping back. Inhale, big stretch. Pyramid pose, your variation. We spring up on that right foot to come into our standing warrior 3 variation, basically. So again, lots of different options here. You know, left hand could be on the floor. You grab your left foot. You want to try the weird stuff. It's fun. Good. 3. Make sure you're breathing. 2, 1. Gently release that left foot. Lunge. Okay, so your left foot finds the floor and you come up into that controlled lunge. Feet are not far apart, shoulders relaxed. This is kind of your resting zone. And then breathe, inhale and exhale, you open into your warrior 2. So let's take the reverse warrior. Right arm stretches up and over. Right elbow comes to the knee and so on, twice more. Good, let's just do one more. That feels so good. To stretch. Right elbow to your knee. Come up into your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, and then switch your feet around. Big inhale, exhale, forward bend. Same thing, Prasarita Pada Tadasana. Either elbows, you know, grab your hands. You could come into prayer pose. You could take your headstand again, advanced yogis, or take a little twist, side to side. Good. Big breath, yogis. Inhale, exhale, come down out of headstand, come back to center. Hands come onto your hips, your legs, supporting your back as you come all the way up to standing. And then we move to warrior 1. Left foot is facing forward. Again, make sure that right heel is pressing down as long as you can get it for your hamstrings. Maybe you take that weird back bend, stretch, chest. My right kneecap is lifted, so my quads are really strong on that back leg. And then we're going into our twist. So remember, your feet stay the same, and right elbow comes over your left knee. Belly's pulling in, pressing into my right elbow to spin my rib cage, but I'm really squeezing my shoulder blades together. Good. As you release, you're taking your revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Oh, we forgot the knee behind the other knee on the other side. So well, you can practice that later. Reaching for your block. Right hand comes on the block or touching the floor. You come into revolved triangle or revolved half moon, excuse me. Squeeze, you could reach left hand for your right foot for kind of awkward standing pose, which is great for your balance, great for your core strength. Good. 3, 2, 1. Remember, we're going to work into crow pose or your squat. Okay, so maybe you're working on your squat, more advanced or more adventurous, and start to move into crow. Maybe it's just lifting a toe up today off the floor. You know, toe and toe. Eventually, yay, you can come into crow pose. Good. Slowly the toes come back down onto the floor. And let's do our little kneeling squat. So you're on your knees, then you step up to a squat, and then you kneel back down. If that does not work for your knees, you just stay into the regular squat. Okay, so let's do this again. It's hard to do this and talk, believe me, and look graceful and not fall over. Good, let's do that one more time. Good for core strength. Yay, come back from your squat, inhale, standing up. Yay, you made it. And exhale, hands into your heart. So I suggest you step off of your mat at this time. So hopefully you're on maybe a wooden surface or, you know, even close to a wall for one little last balancing piece. I'm stepping onto my right foot. Couple options. You could be here. You could be with your toe touching the floor. Maybe you start there. Maybe you can open your left knee out to the side. Okay, some of you, that's enough. If you're up for it, left hand, left foot, extending the leg open. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana variation. Good. Really strong in that standing leg. Engage your core. Have a smile. If you fall out of it, okay, come on back into it. 3, 2, 1. At least you tried, and slowly we're coming out of it on purpose. Give your hips a little salsa swirl. I'm big on swirling around. Okay, one more side. Left foot's gonna stay on the floor. Again, you might want to find the wall, left side, hand on the wall, if that's better for your balance. And you can start here. Maybe you have that toe on the floor and you just play with your balance today. It's fun to play. Okay, or the right knee lifts upward. Right knee can open out without collapsing on the left side. No, strong hips, strong glutes. And then finally, ugh. Let's see if we can grab the toe, and nice. Good, breathing yogis, doing your best. Strong standing leg, really strong here, you guys. Lift your chest for 3, 2, hang tough, 1, slowly release. So try not to let your arms and legs just fling out into space, and on purpose, you come back to center. Oh, yay, good job, you guys. That was a tough, interesting practice. So I hope you enjoyed it. I am really inspired by that style. So just something different, something new, take it or leave it. If you like it, yeah, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, well, maybe you tried something new today and that's okay. You can leave it behind. Let's come to the floor and stretch our hips out a little bit. That's going to feel really good at this point. So you can grab your towel, open up for your towel just so you have a nice, comfortable, safe place to rest. One variation for stretching your hips, of course, is the famous pigeon pose. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's supposed that it needs a lot of explanation, but if you love it and that's your jam today, go ahead on your pigeon. Now, my hips are tight. I'm a not very flexible yoga teacher, so there's definitely some of us out there, and that's okay. I'm speaking to the every person more than the flexible bendy ones. My hips are really tight, you know, my hips are off the ground. There's a block there for support or a couple pillows. Some of you who are very flexible could reach the hands forward, but again, I'm not a big fan, especially if you're not feeling flexible, that will damage your knee over time. Another better alternative, in my opinion, is laying on your back and taking your thread the needle, okay? You have a lot more control and less pressure on your knees. So if you're on your back, you may want to use the other towel, you know, or a couple pillows, stack that up underneath your head. So you guys get settled in whatever pigeon variation that you're enjoying. We're going to stay there for a couple breaths. Okay? Make sure you have the right props underneath you too. For 3, big breath, just coaching you. 2, 1. So if you're laying on your back, you can come into happy baby or your knees to chest. If you're forward in your pigeon pose, stretch yourself back into downward dog and walk through the backs of your heels. So let's take the second side. So whichever variation you were doing on the first side, let's stick with that for the second one. Now remember, if you're in your traditional pigeon, look back there, kneecap is turned under, you know, on your soft mat, and your foot is straight behind your ankle and your knee. It's not off to the side in some weird place or to the other side. That's why this pose is not one of my favorites. But if you do it correctly, you can have some benefits. Or you're laying on your back taking thread and needle. So again, we're going to stay here for a couple breaths, so get yourself settled. Make sure you can breathe. Good. 3, 2, 1. You step back to your downward dog, or if you're on your back, you can hug your knees into your chest. Using these tools to help with our flexibility and strength. So, you know, I have a couple blocks propped up. Your thighs are still, you know, your inner thighs, your adductors are still feeling a little bit tense, tight. This is a good way to gently stretch in there without yanking on muscles and tendons and feeling uncomfortable. This way you can breathe. Back is open, your lungs are available for breath. Now, of course, some of you are very flexible. So maybe you want your pillows forward and you're reaching into that. Okay, so you take it to your level, you guys. Stay here for about 4 more breaths. Good, and slowly, big breath, you start to come up to sitting. And you can keep your legs facing forward. I'm gonna turn to the side just to demonstrate what we're doing. So I'm leaning back on my sit bones. I'm not rounding my back. No, no. We have strength here, strength in our core. Squeezing those shoulder blades opens up that beautiful heart again. You can lean back. You can lift your legs up, bow pose. More advanced, or if your wrists are feeling safe and healthy today, you can lift those hips up for your reverse tabletop. Okay, so yogis, again, stay with what feels right for your body. Maybe you're just here, squeezing those shoulder blades, nice, beautiful, long neck. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Let's start to move onto our backs and get ready for Shavasana. Yay! Everyone's favorite pose. Knees can hug into your chest. Okay, so to set up your Shavasana today, I suggest if you brought your pillows or your towels, maybe you have your yoga blocks, those go underneath your thighs. This will take some weight off of your low back. It really feels like you're weightless in your low back. You also might want to dress, put your sweater back on, t-shirt or that, and we're ready to relax. So as you're getting settled, yogis, make sure you're feeling comfortable. Head is long, jaw is soft. Take a deep breath through the nose, hold that breath in, and exhale the mouth open. Good. One more time on your own, please. And you let that body really melt down. Now we can close the mouth, breathing through the nose, the jaw is soft. The body starts to feel heavy in towards your mat. One more deep breath, yogis. Big breath, inhale. Exhale. Next time you breathe in, big stretch, like full body stretch, like you're just waking up on a lazy morning. And then as you exhale, the knees hug into your chest. Take them a little bit wider than your chest. So closer to your armpits. And then we're rolling over, to one side so you can come back to sitting. Good. So coming into that comfortable cross-legged seat, you may want to sit up on your towel again. And just spending about a minute with your breath in quiet meditation, which is really the key piece of our yoga practice. Mind, body, our internal source is connected through our yoga practice. Breathing through the nose. The chin is drawing slightly in towards the chest, long spine. Jaw soft. Take a deep breath, inhaling yogis. Inhale, full breath all the way up into your chest. Hold breath in, pull the belly button into your spine. All that breath is right up in your chest, and exhale the mouth open. Let's do that one more time. So slow inhale breath. Hold the breath in, pull the belly button in, relaxing the shoulders. Exhale the mouth open. Then you come back to your natural Ujjayi breath. Yogis, with the next inhale, let's reach our arms upwards. Big stretch, open your eyes, lift your chest, and exhale, hands can come into your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Okay, beautiful yogis, have a wonderful day. Today